All right, so we have launched into the fourth quarter with market pressures mostly in favor of the buyers. Let's look at this last week's numbers and the nuance behind them and see how it might be affecting you if you're looking to buy or sell a house. My name is Christopher McGee. I'm the owner of Halcyon Real Estate, connected with the Keller Williams Market Center in Salt Lake City, Utah. Today is the 9th of October, 2023. And this is the numbers and the nuance. This is where you come every week for raw weekly data pulled right off the MLS so that you know the trends and what's going on in Utah's housing market. So we'll dive right in, but right before we do, just remember, if you want more detail for what each of these numbers we go over means, feel free to check out my real estate numbers explained video, flagged at the top right of your screen there. You can get solid on all that. Remember too that as we move forward looking at things in the fourth quarter, all of our charts and trends start from the beginning of the third quarter. And of course, if you want any more information on what things looked like prior to the third quarter of this year, you can just look at the playlist I've got for quarterly trends. You can go back, look at third quarter, second quarter, first quarter. You can be solid on as much of it as you want. Let's go ahead and look at this last week. So starting as always with inventory, our inventory is now sitting at the round nice even number of 9,500, which is up from the previous week. And we can see that this has been trending up from the beginning of the third quarter to now. In fact, it's been trending up since the beginning of the second quarter, but we know where the chart begins. Our average days on market, the amount of time it takes from when a property is placed on the market to the time that it accepts an offer and goes under contract. That number of days, the average days on market, right now sits at 49. That's down just one from the previous week, but we can see that it's trending up over time. Average list price this prior week came to $690,438, which is down from the prior week, but we can see that that has been trending up. Average sold price came to $682,006, which means the difference between average list and average sold price came in the buyer's favor by $8,432, which is down significantly from the prior week. Prior week was our only week that I've seen all year where actual sold price data came above the list price data. I honestly believe that was a one-week fluke. We'll continue to be sure about that as the weeks go on, but we are back down to within the rough average that we've had of between $10,000 to $8,000 in favor of the buyer on sold data. The number of homes sold last week came to 473, which is down from the previous week, and we can see this trending slightly down. Number of homes under contract right now comes to 4,370, which is down from the prior week, and we can see this trending down. The number of times last week that a seller decided they needed to drop their price in order to better attract a buyer, that number of price reductions last week came to 1,078, which is down just a titch from the previous week. And of course, we can see this trending up. And last of all, the number of listing contracts last week that were either canceled, expired, or withdrawn came to 341, which is down from last week's first of the month data rise. And we can see that this number is slowly rising over time as well. Okay, our nuance this week is pretty simple, and I've been touching on it for the last several weeks. With all the pressures that we see pushing the market in favor of the buyers, all those pressures in favor of buyer notwithstanding, we still see our average list price slowly and steadily coming up. And with average list price coming up, we're seeing our average sold price coming up too, because generally speaking, we've been at about $8,000 to $10,000 less than list price at which on average homes are being sold. So as list price comes up, sold price is just coming up with it. So both numbers are coming up and homes are being sold for more. And this has been happening for the last couple of quarters now, which is to say, just to say it in another way, buyer market pressures notwithstanding, there is still a high enough demand for homes in Utah that we see the values of homes rising. So those of you who are still buying homes are buying them against a little bit of competition, and or you're making offers that are at or very close to list price and then not negotiating for a great deal to change through the course of being under contract before you close. Now, seasonally, we expect this average list price to start to come down. With weather getting colder, holidays on the way, kids are back in school, and there's just fewer people who really aim for this time of year as their time to move. Not to mention that with interest rates right now at like 20-year highs, there are fewer people with the capacity to buy a home right now. So with fewer buyers on the market because of where interest rates are and because of where we are seasonally, we expect all these pressures in favor of buyers to continue to push that direction direction. All those numbers that we've been seeing go up that favor the buyer, we expect to continue to see that go up. We expect to see inventory come up. We expect to see average days on market continue to go up. We expect to see the number of price reductions per week continue to go up. And those numbers that go down that represent it being in favor of the buyer, we expect to continue to watch to come down, like the number of homes sold every week, the number of homes under contract at any given time, and yes, eventually, at some point within the fourth quarter into the first quarter of 2024, we do expect to see list price and sold price start to come down, which should in turn encourage interest rates to start to come down as well. And that is it for this week. So if you happen to be, or if you know somebody who is in a position to move, maybe you have to move, if you're looking to either sell or buy a home in the coming months, and you don't have somebody that's a ready go-to for you to represent you in that endeavor, I'd be happy to help. You want somebody who knows the market like the back of their hand, you want somebody who's highly communicative, and you want somebody who of course will enjoy representing your best interest. And if this is the kind of information that you're into from week to week, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We'll stay solid on this together every Monday, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.